Hello and thanks for joining us on Nationwide. I am Dennis Adigunloye. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, is leading Nigeria's economic team in the negotiations on increased investments in the country's energy and agriculture sectors and considering increased financing for macro, small and medium enterprises with the German government. Benny Adams reports that agreements are already being reached by both parties.
Are steps to continue the economic cooperation between Africa's largest economy, Nigeria, and Europe's largest economy, Germany. Issues on the table borders on reaching agreements on the exchange of skills and talents between both countries, in addition to planned investments in renewable energy, agriculture, and access to finance for MSMEs with particular interest in women doing business.
We are interested in growing markets, so some 90 German companies are already active here in Nigeria, and one reason is that Nigeria has so many creative young people, and that is what companies like to have and why they are here.
The President is highly committed to ensuring that the economy turns around, job creation, reduction of poverty or poverty alleviation, inclusiveness, ensuring the rule of law, and all of this geared towards increasing both capital investment in the country and boosting industrialization. And very recently, to add more weight to that, he formed the Presidential Council on Industrial Revitalization, which is chaired by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister.
The next time we'll get together will be around May. And by that time, we hope to be able to complete more agreements and arrange actual financings and interactions between Germany and Nigeria.
On the negotiating team for Nigeria is Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, as well as the Minister of Women Affairs, all engaging the German government towards getting the best deal for Nigeria. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And as the federal government continues to open new frontiers of the economy and deliver inclusive economic growth to the nation, industrial development centers across the country are now receiving attention. Kayode Oladoshu tells us that one of the centers in Osogbo is set to provide necessary support to small-scale businesses for economic development.
Part of the area the federal government is looking at is to revamp the economy by boosting small businesses in Nigeria. The Industrial Development Center, sited in Osogbo, is one of the many set up to provide training for entrepreneurial skills in any vocational activities alongside expansion of micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs. The center provides access to affordable tools and critical infrastructure for small business owners in line with renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu.
So we are happy that federal government has deemed it fit to ensure that this place serves as an income generating center for those MSMEs who are into creative industry. At the same time, for those who are into leather works and fashion design.
Now, government they have provided it for us here so that we can be using it here freely without payment. So that is a great opportunity for us.
To say thank you to the federal government for giving us this great opportunity to come here and finish our works here.
The ripple effect of the center, experts say, if properly harnessed, will boost the economy of the state. In Osogbo, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
And Kayode now joins us live from Osogbo for an update on the efforts of government at reviving the industrial developments. Kayode, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dennis.
All right, we just saw your report there. Obviously, it's a positive developments there in Osogbo. Just shed some more light for us on these developments and the efforts of government.
Thank you, Dennis. The emergence of Industrial Development Center, IDCs, across the country was as a result of the federal government's efforts to strengthen small, micro, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, in the country. And when we take a critical look in Nigeria, small-scale businesses constitute over 50% of all firms operating in the economy of this country. So now, let me quickly shed more light to establish some facts about this particular center here in Osogbo. It was established in 1976 with different departments where people are trained in various entrepreneurial skills, such as woodwork, metalwork, automobile repair, textiles, and leather work. But due to different forms of governance and administration, the center was neglected and then became moribund for many years. Now, with the commitment of the federal government and the present administration through the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, by recognizing that the pivotal role of MSMEs in driving the economic growth of the country, this particular center now in Osogbo is now ready to provide support, opportunity for small-scale business owners, especially those that are in the creative industry. They now have the facility that they can not afford before, and then they will use it to produce their product. Even it will make them have more opportunity to produce good and desired products from this center.
All right, Kayode, we saw some snippets of some of the beneficiaries in your reports. Just tell us, give us a broader idea of what they said with regards to how this will actually benefit them.
They really applauded the effort of the federal government. For instance, those that are into fashion and designing, is a very good opportunity for them to finish their product, because they have access to different kind of machines with no cost. They are going to use different kind of machines that they've never been used before. The sewing machine, the industrial one, monogram machines, and so many other machines that can make their work easy, and then they will produce quality work. Sincerely, it will progress MSMEs in this state, and then definitely it will create more jobs and then boost the economy of Osun State.
Absolutely. Many thanks, Kayode, for giving us that overview of the initiative there in Osogbo. Many thanks.
You are welcome, Dennis.
All right, let's turn our attention to the National Assembly, where the House of Representatives wants the federal government to immediately open the national food reserves and explore the importation of grains as short-term measures to cushion food inflation and the high cost of living in the country. This resolution of the House is coming as the federal government says strategic measures are being put in place towards boosting agricultural productivity in the country with the aim of reducing inflation rate to 21.4% in the course of the year. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen reports that these were the focus when the House resumed its sectoral debates with briefings on the nation's economy from the Ministers of Finance, Budget and National Planning, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria and Chairman Federal Inland Revenue Service.
And we be on our path to sustain economic growth.
Inflation pressures may persist, albeit temporarily, but are expected to moderate significantly by the fourth quarter of 2024.
Given this economic condition and with the promise of Mr. President that we are not going to introduce additional tax, we are not going to increase any tax, what we need to do is to re-strategize within to make sure that we bring more people into tax net.
The essence of synergy cannot be overstated in our quest for economic stability and growth.
Adopting the motion to open the national food reserves, the lawmakers call for drastic measures to ameliorate the suffering of the masses.
The House urged federal government to increase food production and improve distribution, including
through ensuring adequate access to fertilizers and diversification. The people are sad the country is not happy. And the primary purpose of government, including all of us here sitting, is to bring joy and happiness to Nigerians.
Nigeria's Minister of Solid Minerals and Development, Dele Alake, has been elected the pioneer chairman of the Africa Minerals Strategy Group. The event, which was held on development. Speaking at the signing of the resolutions, Alake appealed to African leaders to forge a common front to get maximum benefits from the mineral resources on the continent. He further stressed that the era of carting away solid minerals is over, charging countries on the continent to speak with one voice on value addition as a prerequisite for investing in the mining sector. Now, the adopted wife of the assassinated Olukoro of Koro Kingdom in Kwara State, late Oba Olusegun Aremu Cole, has regained freedom. She was rescued along with one other abducted person in a joint operation comprising the police, army, DSS, vigilante and hunters. Police Public Relations Officer, Kwara Command, DSP Ejire Adeyemi Tong, said that the operation led to the arrest of 13 male suspects who are currently in police custody, while rescued victims have been reunited with their families, hale and hearty. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has called on parents, particularly mothers, traditional leaders and community leaders, where female genital mutilation still persists, to consider the damage and irreversible health implications inflicted on the girl child. She made the call to commemorate this year's International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation under the theme, Her Voice, Her Future, investing in survivors-led movements to end female genital mutilation. The First Lady says the day once again reminds the nation of the responsibility to protect the rights and well-being of the girl child, as she commends First Ladies of states and other stakeholders for lending their voices to the fight against female genital mutilation across the nation. Now it's time to join Adiola in our Lagos Network Center. Adiola, hello, it's over to you.
Thank you, Dennis. The echo is becoming louder, with more women adding their voices to the global campaign to end the harmful traditional practice often carried out on women and girls, denying them the right to exercise and realize their full potential. As the world marks this year's Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation, stakeholders, especially medical health experts, are conversing for total eradication in meeting the 2030 target. Female genital mutilation, FGM, is a procedure that involves partial or total removal of the external female genitalia or injury to the female genital organs, be it for cultural or any other non-therapeutic reasons. This unhealthy practice, which is deeply rooted in cultural beliefs and perceptions over decades, is also widely recognized as a violation of human rights.
It's not something I would encourage, rather. It's something that I would actually lend my voice to actually stop because of the side effects.
The pain that the child goes through, and from what I learned is that even after the child grows up, the woman as a woman, she will not even enjoy sexual relations. Although the prevalence has been declining over the last 3 decades, there is an ongoing vigorous drive to eradicate female genital mutilation across the world.
I've heard several stories of people that lost their life in the process. It results to bleeding. And even over time, I think ladies, because I actually was not given to, or it wasn't, the procedure was not done on me, but I think ladies with such actually have low self-esteem.
At times it can be infectious if it's not done properly.
Medically, this practice is believed to cause health complications, including severe infection, chronic pain, depression, infertility, and even death.
The way they they cut the female the genital part. As the child grew up, the area that was cut will heal with scar tissues, and some of them, when they are in labor in later life, the vagina cannot open normally for them to have a normal delivery.
The global campaign for zero tolerance for female genital mutilation is a call to action aimed at increasing awareness of the harmful practice. Meanwhile, civil society organizations and gender advocates have called on women to continue to strive in enlightening the women folk on the dangers of female genital mutilation, affirming that the prevalence of the act is on the decline globally. Sustaining advocacy and enlightenment programs are key factors for the practice to be eliminated by 2030. A gender advocate, Moreni Keji Omaibuji, appealed to women to join in making the harmful practice a thing of the past, even before the target year of 2030. Omaibuji made the appeal while speaking on female genital mutilation.
Dumped them because they've been circumcised.
Okay.
So really, they may not know. And there are several categories of women. There are women who feel this has been done for me, I must do it on others because I was punished, so I must also punish others.
Oh.
And there are those who are advocating against it and joining us to lend their voice.
The theme for this year's Female Genital Mutilation Day is Her Voice, Her Future. And moving on now, a bungalow containing 8 bedrooms and 6 shops has been completely gutted by fire in Shomolu area of Lagos State. One before 1 year reports that although no life was lost, property worth millions of naira was destroyed.
The tenants living in this building are stranded from this moment as a result of the fire outbreak which consumed all their properties.
This bungalow, situated at number 11 Sanusi Street, Shomolu, Lagos State, built in 1958, was said to be the oldest building in the area. One of the occupants of the building said the fire started burning from one of the shops inside the house early hours of the morning when they were still sleeping.
Fire, fire, fire. So we all rushed out and we saw the fire coming out from some shops, the ones opposite the road. So we started pouring water. We'll be able to put out the fire. So we started putting some water, running here, scatter. But we couldn't take it anymore because we saw the flame was so high. So we need to run for our dear life. So most of us now started running outside, but a lot of people didn't come out with anything. In fact, there was an old woman here. We had to carry her. We opened the door forcefully. I personally carried her leg, and the other person carried her from her shoulder. So we had to rush out. That's how we were able to. But we didn't come out with anything. Everything lost.
She said the Lagos Fire and Rescue Service were able to combat the fire from affecting nearby buildings, while the Shomolu Local Government Area Environmental Health Officers have also sealed the house to ensure safety of the residents. In Lagos, Wabufomoye, NTA News.
And those reports from Lagos. The news will continue in just after this time out. Please stay.
Welcome to JOS. The Federal Task Force Unit of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has sealed 3 alcohol manufacturing industries and seized products worth 5 million naira in some parts of JOS North local government area. The exercise follows expiration of deadline given by the body for some packaged products to be phased out of circulation. The raid by NAFDAC is a simultaneous exercise being carried out in the country, following expiration of a notice given in 2018 to producers of alcoholic beverages to stop the production of sachet and PET bottles under 200 milligrams.
We've given them enough time so that they can face it out. 31st of January 2024 is the deadline, and that is why we swung into action to mop We start with the producers now before we go to the people that sell.
2 factories located at New GRA Faringada Jos were sealed after thorough inspection due to poor sanitary environment, unhealthy practices and defaults in registration. At Bozak Integrated Limited off Busabuji Street, Jos, a mild drama took place when NAFDAC officials in company of police officers arrived to inspect the facility.
Now, all of you.
More than 8 workers were apprehended with products confiscated.
We are going to continue to be checking them. If they do not stop producing, we will not stop following them up. And for the consumers, they should know that some of these products are not even registered. You can see from the facilities we went from, some are not registrable.
NAFDAC says the clampdown on producers will also be extended to sellers of the banned products in the coming days as a means of sanitizing the industry. Mutual understanding and religious tolerance have been identified as essential tools for a peaceful environment. This is the position of stakeholders at the interreligious meeting organized by religious leaders with the theme Understanding Peace, Unity and Development. Ijoma Ozemina reports.
This interreligious meeting is convened at the instance of religious leaders and other stakeholders on the plateau to brainstorm on ways of finding lasting peace in the state. Commending ICPC for organizing the meeting, Emir of Fuasi Muhammad Sambu Haruna identified mutual understanding as a tool for promoting common values and religious harmony.
Before any reasonable thing can take place, you must come back to the drawing board on a table to sit down and understand one another. The association have done so. It's now left to us to now emulate what they have done. And I believe that this is very fruitful, and this will just be a beginning of the peace that will come onto Plateau State.
Chairman of ICPC, Reverend Luke Show, submits that issues of peace should not be left in the hands of government alone, but collaborative efforts by all stakeholders.
Now, with understanding, a Christian will respect a Muslim and a Muslim will respect a Christian. You can now begin to have a mechanism and a process for promoting peace and then unity.
Other participants gave their submissions on ways through which sustainable peace can be achieved and how conflict can be averted. The ultimate goal of the meeting is to foster understanding among various religions for a peaceful society. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemina, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Jos. Is back to Dennis in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you, Bilkisu. We're talking health now, and to boost troops' morale on the front lines, the Nigerian Army has promised to upscale the provision of free medical services for the treatment of cancer to its officers, soldiers and their families. This was made known at a cancer awareness summit organized by the President's Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, Maria Abiodun Lagbaja, in Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
The World Health Organization 2020 Cancer Survey shows more than 124,000 cancer cases in Nigeria. This surge is attributed to lack of awareness, which prevent many from early detection and cure.
Cancer is not a death sentence.
This summit, organized by NAUA, provides a platform to raise awareness, advocate for quality health care, and celebrate the success recorded in the fight against cancer.
Through this event, we aim to create a platform for open dialogue where we can share experiences, learn from experts, and ask questions. Together, we can break the stigma surrounding cancer and ensure that everyone on treatment gets adequate support to fight the disease.
So if cancer is found, early treatment from appropriate specialists is done, it can be cured. I can assure you the reduction of cancer scourge in Nigeria is really possible.
To support the fight against cancer, the Nigerian Army stressed its commitment to offer free cancer treatment for members of the armed forces and their families.
We will continue to support personnel and their families
as in the previous years, to treat those with different cancers and to also promote positive behaviors aimed at preventing and controlling cancers. Thus, our hospitals are now equipped to adequately diagnose the commonest cancers in our barracks.
This summit is focusing on closing the care gap in awareness and treatment of cancer. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And in a bid to address Nigeria's cancer burden and to improve cancer care, the federal government has now made sufficient funds available for the establishment of comprehensive cancer centers across the 6 geopolitical zones. Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa, disclosed this at a World Cancer Day symposium, where steps aimed at eliminating multiple taxation in the pharmaceutical industry also came to the fore. Olusheye Adeagbo has details.
The World Health Organization in a recent report projected cancer mortality to reach 1 million deaths annually by 2030. Cancer remains a major public health challenge in Nigeria. Minister of State for Health, Dr. Tunji Alausa, highlights series of national interventions on cancer control and plans for the cancer centers of excellence, which had initial hiccups.
And I'm happy to report today we've gotten additional funding that we need for this, and the 6 cancer centers will be the groundbreaking will happen in the next several weeks.
On the other hand, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, says the federal government is addressing factors responsible for the recent exit of foreign pharmaceutical companies from Nigeria.
In the last Federal Executive Council meeting, this became an issue. Mr. President was very worried about it, and he directed that the Ministry of Trade and Industries should lead, as per their mandate, a calibrating mechanism where individual companies that are challenged or that need to be supported can interact and do better.
In the National Assembly, I believe that the core is there. We'll be able to enact laws. We'll be able to pass bills, especially the bill on this cancer research and treatments.
This panel session delivered submissions on the hike in prices of cancer diagnostics, treatment and medications, as well as impacts of the exit of foreign pharmaceutical companies. In Abuja, Olusheye Adeagbo, NTA News.
Water, as we all know, is an essential commodity in any given society. And when potable water is scarce, this becomes a major source of worry. This is why residents of Makurdi are requesting for priority attention on potable water supply in the Benue state capital. They, however, applauded the efforts of the state governments in giving a new lease of life to the citizenry through the numerous ongoing projects in the state. Ivern Solomon reports.
Water, they say, is an essential commodity, as it is a necessity in every household. A short of water supply or its unavailability can affect both humans, animals and plants. A visit to Makurdi metropolis indicates that while other people are enjoying direct water supply from the water board, others either buy from water vendors at exorbitant rates or have to trek miles away to get the commodity, as their areas are yet to be reticulated.
Please, we want government to do something about this area, to connect some of the pipe to houses so that we can get water in this place. We are really dying, we are suffering, there's no water in this area.
Though the aim of the Greater Makurdi Water Works is to supply water to the Makurdi populace and its environs, it is yet to achieve the mandate. This is because most pipes laid are old, rusty and broken. Commissioner for Water Resources, Environment and Climate Change, Udo Ugo, says the state government is aware of the situation and is putting in place machineries to carry out maintenance work on broken channels within the town.
You know, reticulation of water is not just what you just jump into. You make sure you do the right thing at the right time. And I want to assure you that we are really working on it, and by the special grace of God, very soon, you see that the people of Benue State will smile.
Commissioner further appealed to the people to be patient as the state government is working towards addressing the perennial water scarcity in the state. In Makurdi, Iveri Solomon, NTA News.
And to throw more light on the water situation in Makurdi and its effects on the citizenry, Iveren is joining us live, and she's standing by at the Greater Makurdi Waterworks, all GRA in the state. Iveren, can you share with us exactly what the situation on ground is truly like there?
Okay, thank you, Dennis. I am here at the Greater Makurdi Waterworks. This project was constructed in 2007 and was commissioned by the former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in 2012. This project aims at supply potable water to a large population of the Makurdi town for the next 20 years. However, it has not achieved its mandate as so many areas are yet to be reticulated, and those who are already reticulated, the pipes are worn out, are broken. So whenever they supply water, they pump out water to the communities, the streets and the roads are flooded. This has been one of the major challenges affecting the supply of water in the state.
Tell us more about what the state government is doing there to address that particular issue, and what are they doing in response to demands of the citizens on the greater need for portable drinking water.
Okay, the Benue State government is aware of this situation, and they have promised, the state government has promised that in the shortest time, the people of Benue, Makurdi in particular, will smile as efforts are being made to ensure that every household is captured and water is supplied to every household in the state.
Lastly, Ren, what are the residents there saying to you about what effects this lack of portable water is having on them? What are they telling you?
Yes, because of this reticulation that is not covering the whole town, so many people who have to trek to fetch potable water at some houses that have an opportunity to dig boreholes, and some resort to fetching well waters, which is not too hygienic to drink or to cook, and this can cause danger to health. So it's a situation that they are calling on the government at all levels to look into, as it's really telling on the people of the state.
All right, Iveren, many thanks for giving us updates from where you are on the water situation there in Makurdi. Many thanks.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Now, unlike traditional transportation methods, which are often expensive and slow, drones offer a cost-effective solution for transporting medical supplies and samples, especially in hard-to-reach areas. The use of drones is now bridging the vaccination gap and navigating difficult terrains to deliver supplies directly to remote locations in rural communities in Cross River State. Let's get more on this from Archibong Bassi.
According to the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, 6 out of 10 Nigerians lack quality primary healthcare services, while only 43% of the population has access to quality healthcare services. Cross River is gradually bridging the gap in the supply of healthcare products to 9 remote local government areas in the state. The use of drone technology is to ensure health facilities, which are in dire need of essential medical consumables, get timely deliveries no matter their locations.
The governor will continue and keep to his campaign promise by ensuring that whatever is being done in the health sector will be sustained, and ensuring that more manpower are employed to reach out to those rural communities so that our people can have access to health facilities.
Some health Practitioners in these communities describe this technology as a real fulfillment of what primary health care stands for.
The dramatic way in which this drone drop the vaccine supply it serves as a source of advert for those who need this service. That will be the one asking you, when are they flying these drugs again?
Technology of a zip line, in fact, is not I don't know how to measure it because it's very, very okay for us. It's less expensive, fast.
Blazing the trail in Africa and Nigeria is a logistics and delivery company, and with the use of drones, deliveries are made from the sky, with the drone descending to a safe height above the ground, releasing a box of medicine by parachute to a designated spot at the health centers it serves. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
Enugu is our next port of call, and Chinenye is standing by. Hello, Chinenye. What's happening at your side? Welcome back. Let's now have a second go at our Enugu Network Center, where Chinenye is standing by. Hello, Chinenye.
Hello, Dennis. Welcome to Enugu. The General Officer commanding 82 Division Nigerian Army, Major General Hassan Taiwo Dada, says the division is set to combat the prevailing security challenges in the southeast region, hence the need to equip the officers with the prerequisite skills and techniques for the task. He was speaking at the opening of the 2024 Nigerian Army Operations Planning Cadre in Enugu. Chimaroke Ugu reports.
Army Operations Planning Cadre is a yearly event oriented to equip and refresh the officers and other participants with operational skills to organize and execute joint mutual operations seamlessly with other security agencies within the division's area of responsibility. The General Officer commanding 82 Division Nigerian Army says the cadre demonstrates clearly Nigerian Army's philosophy to transform officers into a well-trained, equipped and highly motivated force towards achieving their constitutional responsibility within a joint environment.
The prevailing security situation in the country, coupled with some peculiar events within the division's area of responsibility, especially the recent agitation of secessionist groups, have made it imperative that we continue to train as well as involve our tactics, techniques, and procedures where necessary. Collaborative partnerships such as this demonstrate globally recognized the importance of interagency cooperation in addressing security challenges.
The GOC maintained that the Nigerian Army will not be complacent in their efforts to adequately prepare the officers to combat challenges. He enjoined the participants to take advantage of the 5 days training to equip themselves for the task ahead. In Enugu, Chimaroke Ugu, NTA News.
And that is it from here. Dennis, it's back to you in Abuja.
All right, many thanks, Chinenye. The Nigerian anti-corruption crusade has received yet another boost as the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, has injected an additional 266 newly recruited officers into the workforce. Chairman of the Commission, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliu, urged the graduating officers to be diligent in carrying out their duties to ensure that corrupt practices are reduced to the barest minimum.
In building culture of law enforcement and discipline, let your conduct serve as a shining example to those you serve. Treat every individual with respect and fairness, knowing that in your hands lies the power to inspire trust and confidence in our institutions.
Chairman of the ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu. Let's now hook up with our Sokoto Network Center, where Asmao is standing by. Hello, Asmao.
Hello, Dennis. It's Nana. Welcome to Sokoto. The Zamfara state government has embarked on regularization of private schools operating in the state. To this end, a screening committee set up by the State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology is to undertake the screening exercise, has commenced its assignment. Jamil Ibrahim has more.
It will be recalled that Zamfara state government has since in October 2023 suspended the operational licenses of all the private schools operating in the state as a bold step to address some perceived irregularities in their operations. Accordingly, the State Commissioner of Education, Science and Technology, Malimoda Tomadowaki, recently inaugurated a screening committee to undertake the regularization exercise of the private schools in the state. The committee, comprising some notable retired and serving educationists as well as quality assurance officers from the federal and state levels, have commenced assessment visit to the schools, especially those operating in the state capital, Gusau. The screening team is split into various components of the assessment exercise, which largely centered on conducive atmosphere for teaching and learning, strength and quality of teachers and the teaching aids. Other criteria include security, toilet and sporting facilities, among other things. Heads and other officials of the schools conducted the screening committee around their respective schools, and they also responded to questions related to the outlined criteria.
So we want to call on our members to cooperate with the state government in that direction. And we equally want to call on the state government also to consider the effort of the proprietors in the provision of basic and secondary education in Zamfara state.
Adequate arrangements have been made to cover every nook and cranny of the state.
We have the national policy on education that prescribes minimum standards needed to operate a private school. Those that could not meet up with more than 70% of the criteria, for example, then we will advise them to shut down until they are able to meet the minimum standards.
The committee is expected to submit its report within 3 weeks. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army have again been charged to remain apolitical, disciplined, and professional in the discharge of their constitutional responsibility of protecting the country against internal and external threats. The General Officer Commanding 8th Division, Nigerian Army Sokoto, and Commander Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Hadadendaji, Major General Godwin Mutkut, gave the charge at the 2023 West African Social Activities WASA, organized by the 8th Division Headquarters, Nigerian Army, Sokoto. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa has more.
It will be recalled that Zamfara state government has since in October 2023 suspended the
Okay, that's about the size of what we can take here in Sokoto. Nationwide continues with Dennis in Abuja. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Nana. Apologies for the mix-up when we introduced you. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Nigeria's musical talents nominated for the 2024 Grammy Awards: Burna Boy, Davido, Olamide, Tems, Ashake, and Arya Star. These musical marvels have put Nigeria on the chart of cultural command through their artistic and thematic earworms, building and earning the nation enormous soft power. Special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalali, says the president commends these exceptional artists for their fidelity to the arts, audacity and discipline in the pursuit of excellence, thanking them for being exemplary envoys of Nigeria. And next on our lineup is Sports Update with Gift George.
The Super Eagles to keep the same shape as they have throughout the tournament, and I expect them to keep the same discipline.
I expect Nigeria to win. South Africa in the semi-finals for the first time since Ghana-Nigeria 2000.
The Nigerian Aquatics Federation says swimmers selected from the just concluded 12th National CNS Swimming Championship, which ended in Port Harcourt, have all it takes to make the nation proud at the forthcoming Africa Games in Ghana. At the end of the 3-day competition, Team Delta emerged champions with 12 gold, 8 silver and 8 bronze medals. The Nigerian Police Force settled for second place with 3 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze medals, while third place went to the Nigerian Army, who finished with 5 gold, 5 silver and 10 bronze medals.
We are going straight into camp. We have our other swimmers outside Nigeria. They are going to join us, and we are going to train and come up with people that will represent Nigeria in all Africa Games.
Still on the Africa Games and Olympic qualifiers, Blessing Oboro-Dudu, Esther Kolawale and Mercy Genesis are amongst national wrestlers who have booked a ticket to represent the country at the forthcoming Africa Games in Ghana and Olympic qualifiers in Egypt at the National Wrestling Championship, which ended in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State.
There must be a minimum of 1 month camp for these athletes before the Africa Games.
With Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
And Sports Update concludes nationwide. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.